knowledgeable leader, line PID line Jagdish Gulati ji with us. Sir, welcome. Official welcome to you now.
Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you.
And we have the mentor, Jyoti Toshniwal ji. Lion Shafi bhai has not yet joined. So, Jyoti ji, welcome on this. Welcome to MD321, I would say.
Thank you very much.
And we have the esteemed speakers, Lion Sudhakar Reddy and Lion Srilekha ji. On behalf of the entire area, the MD321, on behalf of our area leader, on behalf of our constitutional area leader, and my co-coordinator Saurabh ji, my multiple council chairman Raman Gupta ji, and GLT coordinator Vinay Mittal ji, I welcome each and every participant online here. And we are really fortunate to be a part of this series, which was started exactly 4 months ago, August, September, October. This is the fourth one. We have one more in the series, and I hope that each one of you will go back enriched from this webinar. I will be expecting a lot of questions. It should be more of an interactive session. So please do not interrupt the speakers in between. However, I presume that your microphones are going to be muted throughout the session. Whatever questions you have, please write down in the chat box. I'll be noting down the questions. And at the end of the session, speakers jo bhi hain, I am tending to speak more in English because we have both the speakers today are from the south. Sudhakar Reddy speaks little bit of a decent amount of Hindi. Srilekha ji understands Hindi but has a little difficulty in speaking Hindi. So I will be tending to speak more of in English. अगर किसी को कोई भी बात हिंदी में भी करनी हो तो आप लिख करके वहां डालेंगे चैट बॉक्स में, मैं ट्रांसलेट करके उनसे पूछ लूंगा, और अगर उनका जवाब पूरा इंग्लिश में होगा तो मैं आपको ट्रांसलेट करके हिंदी में उसका अनुवाद भी कर दूंगा. तो मैं एक्सपेक्ट ये करता हूं कि ये सेशन दोनों जो है आर्ट ऑफ रिकॉग्निशन और दूसरा जो है क्लब क्वालिटी इनिशिएटिव, ये दोनों जो है हम लोगों को आज बहुत एनरिच करके जाएंगे यहाँ से. और मैं आगे इनवाइट करना चाहूंगा अपने एरिया लीडर जगदीश भाई को कि वो आप सबको वेलकम करें और इस प्रोग्राम के बारे में कुछ बताएं. जगदीश भाई प्लीज.
Thank you, Kshitij ji. I believe now Saurabh has also joined. I welcome all the participants to this Enrich 4 for this MD321. As Kshitij ji was speaking to you, he's our past council chairperson and a very dedicated and very eligible trainer, FDI graduate also. And he has conducted many training programs very successfully. Similarly, Saurabh ji, who is the technical coordinator through this program, is also very dedicated, very efficient, very qualifying for the, he's a LIPC graduate. I'm very happy to introduce to you two stalwarts of training from my multiple 321. I do welcome Sudhakar Reddy ji. Sudhakar, I believe you are coming to my multiple 321 for the first time.
Yes, sir.
And that too as a trainer. I really appreciate and believe that being a FDI graduate, you will be performing very well. You have to today tell this audience about art of recognition. Very interesting and very logically good subject you have chosen to present here, because in Lionism, recognition is the crux of motivation. If we are able to recognize lions, they perform excellently well. Thank you and welcome to you, Sudhakar ji. And you will be here introduced soon by Jyoti Toshin, by Shafi Ahmed. Dr. Shafi Ahmed is also a good friend of me, mine in Pakistan. Dr. Shafi has yet joined or not, Kshitij ji?
He has joined.
He has joined.
Yeah, we can see him waving.
Oh, very good, very good. Shafi bhai, welcome to India, MD 321. This is a good opportunity when we are meeting virtually. We can interact any over the world and meet our friends. I welcome you, Shafi bhai. And the first session will be by Srilekha, Srilekha ji, welcome you. It was nice talking to you yesterday, and Srilekha again is a very good leader at power, and a good trainer. Of course, she is FDI graduate. She has already done ALLI, ELLI, various training programs, and a good experience as FDI as a trainer in the program. Now, this session, she will be talking to us on LQI, Lions Quality Initiative. LQI is again a topic very close to my heart because this helps us to identify the need of service, identify the persons who need service. That CQI tells us about the member satisfaction level, and of course, that talks about the programs to be undertaken by various clubs. I recommend and suggest that LQI should be conducted by each and every club and possibly each and every year, so that whenever new members are also there, they're able to participate in this LQI and can participate in the decisions of the club through by learning from LQI. These are the two various important subjects being taken by two very qualified and efficient faculty, Srilekha and Sudhakar Reddy. I believe this session will be excellent and you all will be enjoying this, my participants. Shafi Bhai is again a very good friend, and he is here as a mentor and will be talking to you, introducing about the faculty members. Jyoti is, I know her personally, in many an occasion we have met. Jyoti is also a very good trainer, very good speaker. She will be introducing our participant, and I believe we are going to have a great day today. I was just in the beginning, I was talking to our council chairman, Kshitij, that only problem is that the participants are not that big in number. But trainers, I must suggest you, never bother about the number of participants you have, because you are performing to your best ability, and they will be, if they are not attending, they will be losing the training, the information, which important information you will be passing them today. With this, I welcome each and every one of the participants, faculty, mentor, and I see Deepak Trihan also here. He's also a participant today. I believe Vinay Das is not joining today. Vinay Das.
Binoy is there. Binoy is also there.
They are very good, Vinay. Very joined. Good. I appreciate.
Welcome, Binoy.
Kshitij Bhai, this is all your leadership, that all are there. The mentors, the coordinators, they all are there. With this, I welcome you all, my friends from MD321 and all over the globe, because when it is out of multiple 321, it is all over the globe. And of course, we will be having a good session. With this good luck, I invite Kshitij to take further.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your encouraging words. I again, it will be a repetition, but I still would like to welcome the mentor for 321, Binoy, and our mentor for Sudhakar ji, Ahmed Shafi. I welcome you here. I believe you're also a doctor and you are sacrificing your clinic, as I was told. So both of us belong to the same profession, and we keep our patients waiting and we spend time with Lionism. But that's also a passion that we have to follow. So on that note, as per the agenda available with me, the first speaker will be Lion Sudhakar Reddy, and Lion Sudhakar Reddy will be presented by, or rather introduced by, our mentor, Lion Dr. Ahmed Shafi. So over to you, Ahmed Shafi Saab. You can unmute yourself, and we are waiting to hear, or waiting for you to introduce our first speaker for the evening, Ambati Sudhakar Reddy ji. Please unmute yourself. Yes, we can hear you
Can
now.
you hear me now, please?
Very well. Very
Yes,
well.
thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Dr. Sahab and Gulati ji. And now the session is starting with a very interesting topic, a topic that is important for you, for your life, for every aspect of your life. Whether you are at home, whether you are at a business, at work, or in linism. And that is the art of recognition. It's not only that you need this art of recognition more at home, but you need it in linism, also a voluntary organization. Our speaker today, Sudhakar Reddy, will be telling us more about it. Sudhakar Reddy, as I have had a short interaction with him, and I realized that he is ready for all challenges, anytime, always ready. He is a postgraduate in agriculture sciences and now in the poultry business. He has served in various capacities in his district and ultimately reached the post of district governor in 2012-2013. As in agriculture and poultry business, you have to first plant the trees and then you have to look after and groom them, do the proper clipping and do the ornamental dressings. So Sudhakarji also first served for 6 years as GMT, bringing in more members. And now he has taken the role of GLT. He is the MD coordinator for GLT. Now he has to groom those members that he have brought in here to the linism camps. He has to his credit about more than 200 camps in animal health and more than 250 trainings he has attended in linism. This reminds me of a joke. Once an engineer, Gulati ji, appeared in an interview and they asked him, "What's your experience?" He said, 31 years. And then they asked him, "What's your age?" He said, 28 years. "Oh man, how is it possible?" And he said, "Sir, I have done double shift and overtime." So he has more than 250 trainings in linism. He has spent a lot of time and investment in that, right? He has to his credit 100% DG Excellence Award. And when it comes to making the clubs, he doesn't make them in ones and two. He makes them in dozens. And when he was governor, he made 24 of new clubs and stood third globally in that year in maximum net growth. He has many 14 club extension awards, 13 guiding lines award, 5 presidential gold medals, 1 leadership medal, and he's married to Lion Suchitraji. I hope if she is around in this session, we'll have to ask her that does he use the art of recognition from now onwards in recognizing her. Suchitraji is also a postgraduate. His son Nitesh is also MS, and Nikhila, whichever you pronounce them, is also an MBA and MS. It appears as this family has nothing else to do but doing MS and post-graduation and MBAs and degrees. So let us listen to Lion Ambati Sudhakarji. He'll be talking on and teaching us, helping us to know the art of recognition. Over to you, Sudhakarji.
Thank you for the wonderful words. Thank you, Dr. Shafi, for introducing me with the nice words. Friends, good evening. Good evening, line friends of MD321. It's a wonderful opportunity for me to be with you for this today's evening session. Friends, I'm very happy and delightful to see my guru at FDI area leader Gulati ji in 2014 at Hyderabad, and also the past council chair and area coordinator Sharma ji. as well as the technical coordinator, Saurabh and the rest of the team members and my mentor, Shafi and my co-presenter, Srilekha and other mentors, Josna and importantly, the lines of this great multiple MD321. Good evening, everyone. Friends, let me start the session. A very important topic, as already mentioned, topics that is required for Lainism. The art of recognition. Friends, as you know, that art of recognition is such an important, significant topic and more pertinent to Lions Clubs International. The volunteers are not paid, not because they're worthless, but because they're priceless. We all are successful in our own life and our own professions, join hands together for the common cause of serving the community. Friends, to that extent, and there is no price tag for Lions. Recognition in Lionism, recognition is the behavior deeply rooted in Lionism. It is something related to the emotions of the individuals or the members of this great organization. And it is deeply rooted. Members need to commit implementing the recognition on a regular basis and keep it fresh and relevant, making it as a part of their lives. One need to understand, friends, we are all from the different walks of society, maybe the age groups, different age group, different professions, gender variation, joining hands for the common cause of uplifting community. To that extent, it's the question of keeping everyone intact. The biggest weapon is the recognition. Recognition is going to play the major role, for the sustainability, for the healthy movement of the club or the district up in the hierarchy. When you look at the objectives of the session, the concept of recognition, let us understand the concept of recognition and the categories of the recognition. How do you categorize in Lionism and the understanding the recognition approach? How whom to recognize and what are the ways to recognize in Lionism and reasons for the lack of recognition. We need to identify the reasons why we are not in a position to recognize. What are the reasons and how it benefits the Lionism, how it benefits the community, how it benefits the line leaders. And also knowing the recognition, what are the guidelines that need to be followed in recognizing the members in our great association. Before going further, I just would like to ask you, friends, what exactly you understand the meaning of art of recognition. Please use the chat box. I request the friends to share your opinions by using the chat box. What do you mean by art of recognition pertaining to Lionism? Please, next 2 minutes, quickly, you can use the chat box. What do you mean by recognition, the art of recognition? Any answers?
Mostly motivation.
Yes, we have motivation here. We have appreciating the right person at the right time. Some people have written medals, pins, some award, acknowledging, encouraging the efforts of team members to do better, but mostly motivation.
Great. Let's see what is recognition. before going to that, let us understand what is art. The conscious use of skills and imagination, my dear friends. It's like the application of your thoughts and feelings in a very judicious manner or in a skillful manner is called art. And what is recognition? In general, recognition is the acknowledgement with a show of appreciation. The act of appreciation, an individual or a group for the good work what they have done. It's an acknowledgement with a show of appreciation. And recognition is respect made visible. It need to be clinical. हम सब लोग देख सकते. The person who got recognition, we can able to see. Let us understand the importance of the recognition. I just would like to ask you, everyone, had anyone ever felt unappreciated or unrecognized during the course of your journey in Lionism, or maybe in your lifetime? Sometimes you might have felt that I'm not recognized, that whether it happened to any one of you. Other way around, even ever missed an opportunity to recognize someone else, also equally, you can just use the chat box and you can write your answers, or you can share your opinion whether you have ever felt unappreciated or unrecognized in your journey in Lionism or in your real life situation, or the other way around, whether you have missed an opportunity to recognize someone else, and maybe may not be intentional, or sometimes you might have missed an opportunity to recognize at an appropriate time. Will it happen? Please kindly share your thoughts.
It happens frequently.
Okay.
Faced many times.
Happens frequently, many times. Sometimes. Yeah. Acknowledging, encouraging the efforts of the team members to do better. Nidhi. Happens very frequently. Yes, my dear friends, it will happen very frequently with every one of us. None of us are exceptional. At one or other point, it happens with every one of us. Other way around also, sometimes we'll be missing an opportunity to recognize the line members at an appropriate time. People value being appreciated for their contributions. Recognition does not have to be elaborate. It needs to be just genuine. It needs to be honest and genuine. That is enough. That is the power of the recognition, my dear friends. Let's look at this small video clipping. You will understand the importance of the recognition in any of the corporate or in any of the organization. And assume just instead of the employees in our organization members, then you will get some sort of better idea. Friends, no recognition, and it leads to the unproductive area. The video depicts very clearly, it suggests that 78% of an organization or any of the company they feel like engaged once if they get the recognition and faster the sense of belongingness. This is what the power of the recognition, my dear friends. Even a small word of appreciation will lead to, some sort of extra leverage in achieving the accomplishments. Let us look at the good recognition approaches. Recognize the importance of the every task, which is very, very, very important. What happens, in Linism, when we handle the big projects, when we handle, a mammoth program, maybe a medical camp, maybe a convention, a district, or maybe a multiple convention, or maybe a region meet, whatever it may be, it is associated with the different tasks. What happens invariably, people will get unnoticed in recognizing those small tasks, and we will be focusing only on the outcome of that major project. It is very important for us as a part of the recognition approach. We need to understand, we have to recognize the every task related to that particular project so that the accomplishment will be in a befitting manner. And the number two, recognizing the quality of the performance. The question of the quality of the performance, and normally the lines, friends, we are all aware, we are successful in our own life, in our own business, and here to do this, serve the community. To that extent, every line maintains his or her own set of the standards. So they look for the quality of the performance, and the lines look for the earning the recognition and not just given. Nobody will be the problem. Maybe very few of them will try to look for the giving of the or the getting the any appreciation. All the line members, they feel like earning with their own set of the quality of the performance. That's where we need to look at the line leaders or the fellow line members need to understand, when you are recognizing, when you are looking at the quality of the performance, that should fit in for both the recognizer as well as the recipient, and need to feel that it is the performance is quite ideal in receiving. And very important, recognizing the person. At times, for obvious reasons, we will be saying in the district, or we will be saying at the club level, sometimes, we will be looking at the situation. At the question of, while recognizing friends, one need to look at the individual, not the situation, prevailing situation. And we have to focus the performance of the individual, and we need to recognize. That will give the, better leverage to the club. Whom to recognize in the Linism? Let us look at this, some of the aspects to whom we need to recognize. Long-term positive performance, who is doing the consistent performance year after year, or who is doing the consistent performer during his tenure in a particular position, maybe right from the club president to the district level, we need to recognize. And exceeding the expectations and far excellent and phenomenal in handling the whatever the assigned task to the individual line. Those are the lines who can be recognized. And volunteering for a tough assignment, who accepts the tough assignment, who accepts the daunting task, those lines are need to be recognized. And helping the other members to meet their goals or overcome the obstacles. This is again a very important area. The fellow lines who can able to help the members, who can able to help their fellow lines in achieving their accomplishments or the goals, or in helping them to overcome their obstacles, or need to be viewed and need to be considered for the recognizing and displaying the contagious enthusiasm in working with the other line members. Friends, it's like a contagious enthusiasm, spreading of the feelings of yours while working with the other line members, those line members, inculcation of that positive reinforcement, those lines are need to be recognized. And making people laugh in a stressful situation. Obviously, it is also, again, a difficult task. You can recognize the people who can able to be, make everyone and keeping everyone in a comfortable atmosphere during the stress situation. Friends, requesting or accepting the additional responsibility is the one major area. Whoever the lines are ready to accept, whoever the line leaders are ready to accept the additional responsibility or sharing of the burden of the other line leaders, they can be considered for the recognizing and giving above and beyond the expected performance in completing the project in a, the lines who work in a very effective manner in an expected, the way they have performed in completing the project, those line leaders or those line members can be recognized, keeping a composure under the pressure. Again, it's a very important while handling the, different tasks, while handling the different difficult situations, even handling the mammoth programs, right from the medical camps to right from the any events, one need to maintain the composure under the pressure. You need to have that rational behavior. You need to exhibit that, the stability. Those lines can be recognized in, as a part of recognition. Resolving the conflict, again, a very important area. We are all from the different walks of society. We understand, we know that the diverse members are working here to provide in an inclusive atmosphere at the club level or at the district level, especially at the club level. It's very important resolving the conflicts. The lines who play the major role in resolving the conflicts, sometimes when the problem crops up that need to be solved, but the problem need to be solved when you look at the problem, my dear friends, when you look at the problem with the same level of thinking, it cannot be solved. It need to be visualized, it need to be looked in a different, with a different perception, and then only you can resolve that conflict, or you can come out with overcome those problems. Those are the lines, who can able to facilitate in resolving the conflict. They can be recognized in lineism. And of course, mentoring the other lines, mentoring the new lines, or mentoring the upcoming lines, or mentoring the line or mentee. That's also, that's one area where you can recognize in lineism, and sharing the important information right from the international to the multiple on district or down the line, who can able to constantly and continuously sharing the information related to the lineism, the updates of the lineism, the changes of the lineism. So those lines are the source of information. They can be recognized, my dear friends. Introducing the prospective new members to the clubs, of course, the members who will be, playing the major role in joining the new members. And of course, one need to be honest, and there are different ways of recognition in lineism. The first and foremost, the first way is you need to be honest. There is no replacement for honesty and loyalty. That is the first way that you need to identify. Friends, very important area is listening. What happens as a line leaders or as a line member, sometimes we will be ignoring if some other line member shares their, their contribution or shares their success story. We will not be in a position to listen to them. That leads to the, some sort of negative impact on that particular line member. We need to be careful in listening. That even as a part of communication, we always talk. Listening is very, very important. Listen to them completely and acknowledge them. That will boost that individual line members, my dear friends. And the space for recognition program in your calendar. As a line leader, it is a mandatory. As upcoming line leader, or as a senior line leader, you need to have the space for the recognition program in your calendar. Once you start, maybe on a weekly basis or once in a month, if you start, re-looking at where you are, to whom you have recognized, how many you need to recognize, and where is the opportunity to recognize the members? Is it really essential on a weekly basis or a monthly basis? That depending on the situation, every line leader need to decide, and it need to be a regular program in your calendar. The recognition is a part and parcel of the line leader. Ensure that it is a part and parcel of your own life, and celebrate the success at the meetings. Very important. Any line member or any line leader gets the recognition at the mammoth meeting or at when the more gathering or a big group of gathering in front of big group of gathering, could be able to recognize or, that is the one momentous moment for line members. Probably every one of us might have experienced it. That is the real boost for the line members to continue to sustain, to perform better in the years to come. That's where the leaders need to identify, need to recognize at appropriate time the sheer hard work done by the line leaders or the line members. Leave the recognition voicemail or email. In the case if you're not in a position to meet personally face to face, there's a way that you have to leave the recognition through the voicemail, stating the thank you note, saying the thank you, or you can just express your own views about that particular achievement of that particular line leader or line member, or you can just drop an email stating that thank you for your wonderful support, for your outstanding support. That is where you can keep the line members to involve again and again, and encourage the members to brag about the fellow lines achievement, and also sometimes standing ovation. This is actually probably more suitable at the club level. You can able to encourage the members, or you can keep this in the agenda of the club, the encouraging the members to brag about the fellow lines, what their performance, and talk about their achievement in a bigger way, in a louder way, with the standing ovation. Again, my dear friends, that will give that particular line member to involve again and again, and it will continue to move in lineism and become a recognition catalyst. What happens in lineism practically, sometimes the up in the hierarchy, maybe the district governor, or maybe at a multiple level, maybe at the club president level or the committee chair, sometimes they may not be in a position to identify, they will not be in a position to recognize the hard work done by some of the lines. You have to, as a line leader, you need to identify, you need to have that bird's eye view in identifying and recognize and act as a catalyst. Inform the concerned, the chairperson or the district governor or the council chair, whoever it may be, just try to inform them that this gentleman had done so and so good job. So he needs a recognition. You can act as a catalyst to that extent. This happens, this is required for lineism. Acting as a catalyst, very much required as a line leader. And there are different ways. Again, you can use the club and district newsletter or website, something any leader, the performance of his is being exhibited or shown or depicted in a club or district newsletter or in the website of the club or in the district. That's a delightful moment for him. Friends, again, utilize the power of print and electronic media. No replacement for this. No replacement for print and electronic media, and whatever the sheer hard work, whatever the contribution, significant contribution of the line leaders are being, shown in the print or electronic media. This is something, as every individual, we all had experienced that the relishment of our own, appreciation or recognition being, printed in the electronic or in the print media or in the electronic media. Create the charts or poster display at the meeting. You have to, this is a one way of, motivating or recognizing the hard work done by the line leaders. And send a letter or a card to the family members. It may look very, something maybe may not be a more significant, but it carries the very important, my dear friends. You can able to send an appreciation letter or card to the family members that maybe your husband, your wife, your son, daughter, or your uncle, aunt involved in so-and-so, and his contribution is something phenomenal for the so-and-so activity, and you could be able to do that. Friends, it's a real boost for the line member and real boost to the family members. In turn, there is an opportunity for the family members also join the lines movement, or the opportunity for the family members to encourage further again and again for that particular line leader to move in the lines movement. And recognize the achievers with the gifts. Of course, this is a regular process. This is one of the most important as a part of informal. You can recognize the achievers with the gifts. That's where we always talk about the informal way of recognition. The question of the personal employing you need to have that creativity in employing the personal reinforcement, no matter it may be the spontaneous, or it may be a planned one, or it may be with the individuals, or it may be with a group, or it may be verbal, or it may be written, or it may be tangible, or it may be just a smile. This will give you some, great leverage, my dear friends. And post and display the pictures of the performers. Again, it's very important, and use the non-verbal gestures as and when required, waving the hand or showing maybe some sort of like thumbs up, whatever it may be. Even sometimes, the non-verbal gestures, depending on the situation, also give some sort of motivation to the line members. Let us look at the recognition benefits. Of course, obviously, as human beings, we need to be noticed, or we always felt that we need to be in the spotlight. That's every human being requires that. And we feel like intended to be, recognized in a relevant manner. Friends, motivating the members to continue active participation. This is the major benefit. Once you recognize the members, they feel like participating actively further, and signifying that they have the respect of their peers. Very important. When you can able to recognize the members and they feel that they have the respect of their peers, and they feel like commanding the respect among their fellow lines, among their fellow line leaders, this also signifies the line leaders to get motivated and increase the self-confidence. Obviously, it increases the self-confidence, and they look for taking the new challenges, my dear friends. This has been proved with the many senior lines. And understand the recognition benefits lines by contributing productivity. Obviously, the question of the productivity line friends, when once the goals are accomplished, they feel, the members will feel that their contribution is significant to the association, or to the district, or to the club. And morale is again contagious, spreading the club, spreading the happiness in the club, or at the district level, or creating that inclusive atmosphere right from the club or in the district, region, zone. Sometimes it leads to the more members, new members to join in our association, and obviously the retention. Whoever got the regular retention, all the senior campaigners in lineism, they have relished, they have tasted this, that who got the recognition regularly, they feel like, retaining for the years together, and they will never leave this great movement, lines movement, my dear friends. And obviously it leads to the membership growth. And of course, what the community, empowering line members, spreading our wings, and for the recognition of their achievements, line members will be empowered to do and involve more and more in the community. Inform the public of our programs and goals. As a part of community advantage of recognizing the line members, informing the public of our programs and goals, it's the other way around. You are informing, hey, that's what the Lions Club is doing in our area. That's the way that the recognition has the power to even to enlighten the community, increase our ability to serve. Obviously, the stronger Lions Club, when you strengthen the Lions Club, when you can able to motivate the every line member, the Lions Club results in the greater service. You will again try to involve in the new projects, and that will lead to greater service. Rising the awareness of the need for the community service. You will understand what exactly the community, that particular community from where you hail from, it requires. Why doesn't it happen? There are 10 ways why the lack of recognition. If I don't get it, why should I give it? So the first and foremost, why doesn't it happen? What are the major areas why the recognition is not being in place at club level, district? Sometimes the lines will feel, some of them, if I don't get it, why should I give it? Friends, Even if you get it or if you don't get it, just feel that if the others also think in the similar fashion, where you will be, what you will understand, that is very, very important. And people will stop working hard. That is, there is a notion that if you start recognizing the members, they'll stop working, which is not the case. And think the other way around. If you slow down your work and when people start recognizing you, how do you feel? Probably not. And it's uncomfortable situation. Obviously, when you start recognizing, recognition is also a special art. Sometimes it will be uncomfortable in the beginning, just like riding a bicycle on the first time. You'll not be comfortable. Over a period of time, you'll become perfect in riding the bicycle. Here also, start practicing, and recognizing, keep it in your mind, back of your mind, that I need to recognize the line members wherever required and at appropriate time, and you will be comfortable over a period of time. And I am very limited. People feel that, they'll confine themselves that the resources, the LCA resources award process or the LCA, whatever the recognition processes are limited with me, how I can able to recognize. As I said, you need to be creative, my dear friends. There are n number of ways of recognizing informally, right from thanks note to taking them to the hotel or recognizing them with the gifts, whatnot. There are, and it's not at all limited. You have to look into that. It becomes meaningless. Sometimes people feel that people are doing continuously, why should I recognize them? It becomes meaningless for continuously recognizing the line members. And of course, sometimes it may be true also, but it is not exactly the quantity that matters. The question of the, insincerity in handling that, that devaluable recognition. So we need to be careful. It happens with the organization, maybe over a period of time, maybe on a longer term basis, but you have to ensure where with the appropriate, identifying the situation where you can able to recognize. And they are supposed to work hard. Again, people feel that why I should recognize them? If they are intended, they are meant for doing those things, why should I recognize? It's not the question of the achievement. It's not the question of avoiding the achievement. Recognition is something beyond. It is something connected to the human emotions. That angle, one need to look into that, so that, when they work hard, when they, contribute to the lineism, you have to understand, you need to recognize the line members or the line leaders. It's not my job. Top-down approach. People will feel the DG will he will take care, or the region chair or zone chair. They will take care. It is not my job. It's not like that, my dear friend. It is everyone's job. You need to identify, you need to at least facilitate in recognizing your fellow lines, or you need to play as a catalyst role in identifying and inform the district governor and or rest. People don't really care about it that much. Sometimes it happens that people may not be in a position to, why should I recognize for the, they don't really care about it that much. It happens with very few people, 99% of the lines, they feel like getting recognition, my dear friends. I don't have time. When you be able to handle your the personal life, the professional life, and the life affairs, the question of prioritizing yourself, adding some sort of place in your agenda or in your day-to-day activities in the point of recognition. This is such a powerful weapon you need to add. And of course, I don't have time. I don't know how to recognize. This is a honest confession. That's where the subject, that's where the topic today. Sometimes many of the lines, they don't know how to recognize. And that's where this, you need to understand, critically analyze the art of recognition process. There are certain guidelines. Think more than the formal awards. Formal awards are with the set of criteria, and whereas you have to understand, find out what motivates them. You have to scan the members, especially at the club level. The leaders need to scan every member of their club. They need to understand the activities. They need to understand their hobbies. The families, their interest, talk to their friends and talk to them informally, and need to come out and ask them what exactly their friends, what exactly their family member, like what is his hobbies. Based on those things, you have to identify and recognize and make it appropriate. And obviously, one, it need to be genuine, my dear friends. The recognition always need to be genuine. The guidelines suggest you have to be specific, state the appreciation. What for? Is it the award you are giving or the medal you are giving for what? Just state that award appreciation and describe what they did. Just in one line, just describe what they did and overall effect of their act. What is the outcome of their act? That is, you need to be very specific and make it as a habit, and obviously share your thoughts. Friends, a tool to help you is the art in the process of art of recognition. Just what, who, why, how, and when, the different types of recognition, the examples of the informal recognition. Just go to the www.lionsclubs.org, and we have studied what is the concept of recognition. We could able to see the different ways of recognizing the people, the benefits of the recognition, and very important, my dear friends, think of that, the power of the recognition. If you can able to recognize some other person or some other line leader, and in turn he could able to recognize somebody else, if it gets multiplied, look at the power of this art of living, art of the recognition. That's where you need to play the major role and look from the bottom of your heart. That's what Lions Code of Ethics says. You need to be careful with the criticism and praise liberally. And your act should be from the bottom of your heart, my dear friends. And remember, any small act of line member, you can able to recognize. It's like, tossing the pebble in the pond. Once what happens when you toss the pebble in the pond, it creates the ripples. That ripples will be reaching the shore, different shores. Likewise, it reaches the many lives, my dear friends. No matter whatever the position you are holding, the question of inculcation of the habit of recognition is very important and ultimate in the Lionism. That's where you will become, when you can able to inculcate and practice and involve yourself regularly, you will become the master of the art of recognition, my dear friends. So these are the small areas, very simple and straight subject, the art of recognition. And I'm sure every one of you had some sort of inputs, and how do you can able to recognize in your respective clubs, in your respective districts. This is such an important area and give you a lot of leverage in handling your affairs at different levels. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Sudhakar bhai. And the mentor wants to say something.
I just wanted to appreciate the presenter.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Well done.
I'm sorry if I interrupted you.
Oh, no, not at all.
So Sudhakar ji, you have taught us the art of recognition. So first I should recognize that you've taken this session very diligently and very, very nicely. It was in a very lucid language. I think everybody would have understood what you were speaking. The chat box is full with the appreciation of your talk. I think when you get time during the next presentation, please go through the chat box and look at how people have admired your talk. And we at 321 really recognize your efforts. We really recognize the pain that you have gone through and your time. We appreciate your time that you have taken out to enrich us. Thank you so much. I would request the house to please come forward with any questions if there are. And I would also like to let everybody know that there is a feedback form available. I have given the links in the chat box. Please click on the chat box. Please click on that link and fill up the form. आपके जो feedbacks होंगे वो हमें improve करने में हमें मदद करेंगे. तो we are looking forward to a lot of feedbacks from you. और इसी के साथ साथ अगर आपके कोई questions हैं तो please उसको आप डाले। एचएन सिंह साहब का एक क्वेश्चन है, सुधाकर रेड्डी जी।
बोलिए सर।
Lion H.N. Singh he's also an FDI graduate. He has sent you a question. The chat box is moving too fast. One moment. Yes. The question is now it's again gone up. 3 factors for recognition are values, skills, and awareness. As per you, is any other factor also in Lionism? Value, skill, and awareness. Besides these 3 factors, is there any other factor in Lionism that you consider?
Yeah, values, skills, and awareness are the very, very important areas. And also you need to look at the situation, and you have to ensure the focus should be on the individual person, the accomplishment of the individual person, what he had done. Sometimes it happens at the district or the club levels, for obvious reasons, sometimes we will not be in a position to recognize. Always one need to look at these 3 important areas. What you have mentioned are absolutely right.
Any other questions?
Thank you, sir.
That was Ajay Singh.
Vimal sir.
Vimal ji, your hand is raised. विमल जी अपने आप को अनम्यूट करें और सवाल पूछें अगर आप कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं तो। आप अपना, हाँ विमल जी पूछिए।
बोलिए।
बहुत अच्छा लगा आप लोगों के साथ मिल करके। इस तरह से हम लोग इस समय जो लॉकडाउन से मिल रहे हैं, मेरा को इसी बात की खुशी है कि हम लोग कम से कम एक प्लेटफॉर्म पर अलग अलग जगह से रहते हुए भी आपस में मुलाकात हो रही है, वेट कर रहे हैं।
एक कोई प्रश्न है आपका विमल जी? कोई प्रश्न है?
प्रश्न तो नहीं, बस सर थैंक यू सर, बस कोई प्रश्न नहीं।
थैंक यू। Okay. So I would like our mentor Ahmed Shafi Saab to sum up this session because we still have about 2 minutes remaining before we go to the next presenter. So Shafi Saab, over to you for the next 2 minutes.
Oh. Okay, so you want me to fill up those 2 minutes? You
Yes.
know, you are a doctor. A friend of ours was appearing in orthopedic viva. So the examiner was a very genuine. He used to have a clock in front of him and it would ring after 2 minutes and then he would say the viva is over. So he asked the doctor, what is the treatment of fracture forearm? And the student replied, sir, I'll apply a POP. He said, for how long? For 8 weeks. And then he asked, if it doesn't heal, what will you do? He said, sir, I'll replaster. Now the examiner was interested in the causes of non-healing. So he said, if even it doesn't heal and replaster, what will you do? He said, sir, I'll again replaster. The examiner got angry. For how long will you replaster it? And the student replied, sir, till the bell rings, till the 2 minutes are over. So you want me to complete these 2 minutes. It was a wonderful topic. Thanks to the organizers for selecting a very highly important topic, a very well conducted session by all the organizers, and a very good, great presentation by Sudhakar ji. It is a great contribution knowledge for all of us. I am seeing many familiar faces and many new faces. The smiling Binay Das, H.N. Singh, and Srilekha ji. She was a participant in ALLI in Colombo, and now we look forward to listen to her. Her topic is also a very good one. Thank you so much for giving me time and listening to me. All the best. Stay blessed.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shafi. Thank you. Binoy has, Ambati ji.
Yeah, there is a question from Aruna Nigam. There has to be transparency in recognition. It's necessary to be just and fair. Just, that's true also. Aruna ji, obviously, as a line leader or as a, even as a line member, it's a part and parcel. We need to be transparent, in recognizing the members. That's what I said, the recognition approach. You have to look at the individual who has performed, not the other factors. And you have to look at the standards of the quality. So obviously, one need to be transparent in recognizing the things.
Thank you. Binoy, you have raised your hand. Please go ahead.
I've just raised my hand. Good evening, everybody. Just to give my regards to my guru, Ahmed Shafi sir. And Dr. Sharma, I'll share with you something. There is a saying in Pakistan, people intentionally goes to his clinic, not for the medicines.
Jokes
For the examples, yes, for the examples which he gives, with the examples, people are cured. You don't need to, that's why he's very busy. He doesn't give so much medicines. The examples which he gives, people are cured. Thank you, sir, for giving this honor. Thank you. Thank you.
I welcome our
Dr.
Governor Gaurav Garg, who's joined recently. He joined. Gaurav ji, आपका स्वागत है, and we move on to the next session, and I would request the mentor Jyoti Toshniwal ji to please come forward and present the next presenter, Srilekha ji.
Thank you, leadership. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Do we have Jyoti ji on?
She was there.
I can see Srilekha, but where is our mentor?
She was there in the beginning. I could see her too. Can I call her or something? She was there in the beginning. I saw.
I'll just call her. Let me just tell me. Yeah. One moment. This is for the news for the audience, everybody who's online. Jyoti ji has some network issues, so I am just putting her audio onto my my microphone. Jyoti ji, please go ahead and introduce the next speaker. Aji.
Good evening, multiple 3 to 1. A very Dr. Deepak Chaudhary, and all respected coordinator of this multiple, my good friend Binoy Das, CA Saurabh Kant, and Dr. Kshitish Sharma, GLT coordinator Vinay Mittal. It's so exciting, amazing, and super enriching experience for me to be on this platform of GAT Isame Enrich at multiple 3 to 1. Let me congratulate all the coordinators for an excellent motivation and marketing of this event. It's almost 110. Congratulations to all. Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear?
Hello?
Srilekha ji, can you hear?
Me?
Yeah. It's breaking, but I'm able to hear. Yeah.
My name?
Very feeble. The voice goes on and off.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes. Srilekha Ramanathan, who's a distinguished speaker, FDI graduate, is from 324 a member of very senior Lions Club, Madras North. Presently, she's serving her district as a district chairperson, Club Quality Initiative. Till now, as a district chairman, Leo's, district chairperson, Lioness, district chairperson, I'll say, woman district chairperson for GLT. For 3 years. A very, very dynamic lady. Is MA, MPhil, postgraduate in human resources management. Other facets which I would like to highlight is she is a trained singer and an accomplished anchor. Today, her topic is Club Quality Initiative. It is a very effective program on a way to strengthen clubs, which is the best unit of our organization. If we can strengthen our clubs, we can strengthen our organization. I wish all the best, Srilekha. I also take this opportunity to congratulate Sudhakar Reddy for the excellent presentation and my colleague mentor, Lan Shafi from Pakistan, for a wonderful mentoring he's doing. Thank you all my friends. I have seen network and that's a thank you very much.
Thank you, Jyoti ji. Thank you for connecting with us, at least on the audio. And I hope you get connected very soon so that Srilekha ji, you're able to listen and see Srilekha ji. Thank you so much. Over to you, Srilekha ji.
Yeah. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay.
You still have the cyclone going on in Chennai?
Yeah, so much.
We can hear the breeze
howling. Yes.
The howling of the breeze.
It is 50
we can very well
kilometers
feel that the cyclone is very much around us. आप लोगों को पता होगा, जो 321 के लोग नहीं जानते हैं, इस वक्त चेन्नई में बे ऑफ बंगाल में डिप्रेशन की वजह से काफी सारा साइक्लोनिक वेदर चल रहा है, बहुत सारी बारिश हो रही है, और श्रीलेखा जी के बैकग्राउंड में आपको वो साइक्लोन की आवाज भी आ रही है, जो हाउलिंग आपको सुनाई पड़ रही है. So with all that disturbance, we welcome Srilekha ji to 321, and please go ahead with your presentation.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much, Dr. Jyoti ji, for your nice words. And my respects to PID, Lion Jagdish Gulati ji, Dr. Shiji Sama, and my dear friend Saurabh Khan ji, and all the others who are here. I've been bothering them for the past 1 week as to what's happening. So kindly, I think you would have been able to bear with me for bothering you to know about when are you going to give me the link and things like that. That's how I'm usually. And I'm very happy that Lion Ahmed Shafi is able to recognize me, because I was under his group when I did my ALLI in Sri Lanka in the year 2011. And we had a very good rapport, and he kept calling me only Sri Devi, because he couldn't say South. So I will call you only Sri Devi. He kept on saying only, every time Ahmed Shafi sir, I always remember that name, Sri Devi. That's how he calls me. And nice to hear him and meet him after so long. And his sense of humor, like Binoy said, still remains. So thank you, Ji, for your nice words, sir. I'm very happy and blessed that you're here to listen to me. After ALLI, I graduated to FDI. Here I am, addressing a very senior group of Lions from this wonderful district, 321. I have a lot of friends here in this district, Saurabh Kanji and my dear friend Hechin Singh ji, he's also here. We're all in the same group in Hyderabad, and also Sudhakar Reddy was also there, the same group, and we all met in Hyderabad last month. So thank you very much for all of you, and let us go. Hope the howling sound isn't too much. I'll try to raise my voice above the howling, and I hope I succeed in doing so, because I'm living in the 22nd floor, so I think the sound is coming more. I'm not able to, we have actually closed everywhere, but still the gutsy wind is so strong. So I think the wind is, howling is very near, and hopefully it should pass by in another few minutes or so. So kindly bear with me, and I get on with my topic. After Sudhakar Reddy's light and a very interesting topic, mine is going to be totally a scientific subject in LCI, a very needy subject of the hour, which has been made mandatory by the LCI for all the clubs to get to know as to what is club quality initiative. So I just go on to share my screen. And now, before I proceed, let me just ask you a few questions because I want to make it as interactive as possible so that at least the howling wind sound doesn't disturb you much and you all concentrate on what you're going to reply to me in the little chat which we'll be having as we proceed through the subject. What do you feel is club quality initiative? What do you think it could be? Can I just have a few answers, please, before I could just go around? What do you think it could be, club quality? You can mention in the chat box what you feel it could be. Or if anybody already knows, you can also just share your thoughts, what you think it could be. Dr. Sir, any answers coming forth?
Yeah, we have club health as one of the answers.
Okay.
Participation of all members, work in unison.
Okay. 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 Fine.
A touch of class to projects and meetings, quality members.
Okay, quality members. Okay, right. Okay, thank you. So I think you all are aware of club quality initiative because this has been there for quite some time, especially for the past 5 years or so. LCI has been laying importance on this club quality initiative. It had been known through some other name. It was called before CEP Club Excellence Process, and later on during the LCI forward time, that is, which was launched in 2015, it became Club Quality Initiative. And now this Club Quality Initiative has now become more, in the sense, more accessible and more interactive for all the members to understand what is it we mean by Club Quality Initiative. So let's go step by step. What is it I'm going to go through this next 40 minutes with you as to what is Club Quality Initiative. Next. Okay, these are the 5 steps which I'll be taking you through. Step 1 is to understand the process. Step 2 is to determine the need for change using critical assessments, which is going to be very, very interactive. That session is going to be very interactive. And the third is to determine the need for change. And the 4 is to develop the plans. And the step 5 is to implement and sustain the change, right? So before we proceed into, let me ask, what do you think could be a proper definition of club quality initiative? In few lines, 1 or 2 lines, what do you think it could be? Why is it pertaining only to the club and not to the district? Why is it called Club Quality Initiative? Any answers in the chat box, please? Why you think? What is it? What could be the description of definition? What could be? Just, it's not, there's no right or wrong answer. I just need to know as to what you feel could be Club Quality Initiative. Why doesn't it say District Quality Initiative? Why it just says Club Quality Initiative? Yes, I think Hechin Singh ji has given the right answer. It is the Club Quality Initiative is a strategic planning tool. The club quality, the proper definition of this is the Club Quality Initiative is a strategic planning tool to help clubs identify opportunities for improvement. I think this simplifies the entire session as to what we are going to do or what is it we are going to interact when we say the strategic planning tool to help clubs identify opportunities for improvements. So we're just going to see what all the various planning tools which are going to help you to identify the opportunities for improvement, right? So this is the definition of CQI. And now, can I ask you again a few more questions? Whom do you think is this club quality should be taken? To whom should it reach? In other words, whom do you think would be the ideal group for Club Quality Initiative? And why you think it should be? And how you think it can be done? I just want to know why, what, and how. Why, what, and how? Can you just please few answers on these 3 questions? Why, what, and how you feel this club quality has got to be done? Because only on these 3 questions we'll be taking through the rest of the time. So I want you to know as to get your ideas as to what you think is why, what, and how. Implementing club initiative in your club. Yes, I got one answer. Actually, if you're aware of this Club Quality Initiative program is actually a 4-hour session. How do we implement it? It's generally taken in a district as a 4-hour workshop. 4-hour workshop in the sense it is not possible nowadays just for one particular subject for a particular club, because it has to be done only in a club, because then only it becomes very effective. So a club quality initiative means first the workshop, when we are doing to do it, how we are going to do it. This has got to be done as a regular club meeting in your individual club. Take it as a regular club meeting. You generally have a board meeting and 2 regular meetings, right? So you can have 1 regular meeting, you can convert it into a club quality initiative meeting. Have it for 2 hours. Maximum you can have as a 2 hour, even you can have it as a single working session, or you can also have it as for 4 hours or a half day workshop. You can break it into groups and have as may break it into groups and have it in half a day session also. So that could also be done. But the entire club quality initiative, which has been designed for 4 hours, is now being given to you in a platter in just 40 minutes. So I'll be able to take in all the important points which you need to know when you're going to ask your club to get into a club quality initiative. Rather, we're now coming back to the definition. It is a strong tool to help you to identify opportunities. Not that all clubs do not have quality. All clubs do have quality, but this is just a initiative by LCI to help you identify what are the areas which are already doing and to make it more focused and to make it more sustained, right? So that is club quality initiative, which you can get it done as a regular workshop, as a regular meeting in your club for either for a half a day workshop, or you can also have it as a 2 hours workshop, single working session. You can also do that. So that is how you need to do it. And I think by the time this session is this year ends, all of you will be planning as to how you can go about doing it, because this has certain other incentives also for you to look back upon at the end of the year, right? So I hope I'm clear as to what is the definition. Now we get on to the 4 areas of the club quality initiative, which is the 4 focus areas which you need to concentrate upon. Enhance the service impact and focus. These are the 4 segments. What does it I mean by these 4 focus areas is the entire subject of club quality initiative revolves around these 4. First point is enhance service impact and focus. Second point is to reshape public opinion and to improve the visibility. The third point is to pursue the club, district and organizational excellence, and that in turn leads you to improving the membership value and to reach new markets, right? So remember, these are the 4 focus areas. As a club, as a district, we always look into only all these four areas. But when you're looking at club quality initiative, we need to look into little further as to how we can do into each of these particular segment. Okay, so now let us look into the first one. Step 1 is actually to understand the process, because like you know, the process of change is a process for doing things better. I think you all already know about that, because this is a change. All of us meeting virtually is a change. Before, we're all having live meetings, live workshops, so everything was different, and now all of us have understood the process. Yes, we all want to come now get into the process of going virtually and still keeping up the tempo as to what we can do and how we can take things forward. So that is the process. The first step is you need to understand the process of club quality initiative. Let's see how we are going to do all this. Second point is determine the need for change. Here we'll be getting into the 4 assessments. This is the first assessment which I was talking to you about. Assessment is what? You just do, you just think over how you can regenerate your club with new members, because every time when you think of having a strong club, of having to focus on anything, club quality especially, the quality has to start from, initiative has to start from having good members and new members. How could you, what are the various steps by which you can have new members? Generally, you can say these are the points which is the general result of the assessment which is done. A club recruits community leaders who can help advance our projects. Our club actively seeks prospective members and successfully recruits them. Recruiting efforts are always recognized and supported, and new members receive an orientation that is engaging and informative. These are the result of a few assessments based on which the club always has to regenerate itself with new members. What could be, can I ask you now, I'll come forward again asking you a lot of questions just in this particular aspect alone. How do you generally take in members? Is it just, your every district, or rather every multiple, every single individual club, you all have your own way of recruiting members, of increasing the membership which is going to be the thrust area every year. That is the one which always is insisted upon by the leaders, by everybody. So how is it you recruit members? How is every club, so many clubs are there now, this is a multiple, 3 to 1, I know it's a very strong multiple. So with your membership strength, maybe you still have to have more members, will be the focus of your governor's trust areas. How are you going to increase the members? What are the ideas? Can I have few ideas, please? How you feel you're going to have your new members? Can I have few questions, please? How will you do it? How will you be doing it? Is it going to be just your friend is there, your business partner is there, since he's there in the office, or all the people who are working with you in the office are there, who all are eligible to become lions? You just ask them to just come there because you are now, either you are the president or you are the DC or something, you just need members, just want to add members, you're just calling everybody there. What is it? Do you have any process? Do you have any screening?
Srilekha ji?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, HN Singh ji is saying that members encouraged to sponsor new members.
Okay, ma'am. Sponsors. Okay, any other way? Any other way? This is generally what we do. Any other way? Apart from sponsoring, how is it you sponsor? How would you get the members to sponsor? How do you identify that they could be a good member to your club or to the organization? What is it you see in them? That is what I want to know. How do you see the prospective members? How is it you have been doing so far? Because that seems to be a very interesting study when we know as to how you recruit members or how you take members.
Passion of helping others.
Passion. Okay, so you identify people with passion of helping others. Wonderful. Yes. Anything else? Any other different way? Because I have found during
kindness.
The series of kindness. Okay, wonderful.
To see the service for society.
See the service for society. Wonderful. Okay. Anything, and apart from this, any other different method? These are all generally how we all take in members. Friends. Okay.
Friends. Okay. Help in funds raising.
Okay. Helping to raise funds. Okay. Good. Okay. So I think almost all the Lions Club in the entire the world, all 210 countries, all the world over, I think this is how we generally recruit members. Looking as friends, people who have the passion to serve, people who are kind-hearted, people who have the capacity to raise funds. Whatever you had said, all that becomes very, very important when you have to regenerate with new members. And you also have to be very careful, because like how we say, one poisonous ivy is enough to destroy a whole garden, right? Or a whole pond. Similarly, you should be very, very careful when you recruit any members, any negative feeling, anybody who is trying to trying to do some backlashing or trying to say something negative, try to see that the negative person turns positive. Yes.
Here few more answers are here.
Yes,
empathy, being proactive, positive thinking, and willing to work for community.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. A very good interaction. All this is what I meant by saying that you need to have good members. Have your eyes and ears open when you take in good members, because the quality starts from recruiting new members. And let's see what are some of the questions which I had just put it for your perusal. What actions can the club take to recruit members? How can the club keep the members interested and engaged in your activities? And this is one of the very important things. The last point is thinking about the members who have left. I think many of us have this problem in all the districts in the world, or all the multiples in the world. We have this problem. Many of them, after a few years, they just leave the district or they leave the club, and then we just forget about them. Have we ever thought about going back to them, trying to call them back, finding out what is the reason? Why did they leave us? Because if we make an effort and try to bring back those members, actually I'm talking about the members who have been very, very active. It has happened. Many of the districts had faced a sudden drop in members. All members who have been very, very active, who have been very experienced, suddenly they would have just left around 10 or 50 or something, and en masse they would have left. So it would be very nice if anybody can now look back into that aspect, try to find out what is the reason for all the members to leave the organization and how to make them come back into it again. And once when you make them come back, you need to sit with them and try to find out what are the reasons, how can you evaluate them, why did they leave our club, what is it they felt was not up to the mark. So try to speak with them, try to take steps to see that they revive, get back their interest, and they join us back as members, because everywhere this membership is the backbone of all the clubs. Good membership, members who are there with us for many years. Like actually, I would say that every 3 years, once the member can sustain in a club for the beginning 3 years, I think that could be the formative period. Like how we have a probationary time in our corporate office or anywhere when we go, we say there is an internship for 6 months or 1 year. It is all there. So similarly, the probation period, I could say, for any member could vary from 1 year to 3 years. Generally, after 3 years, I think it will become very difficult for anybody to leave this organization because they get involved into activities. They get that passion inadvertently into their system, and they start involving themselves and contribute to the club's growth, and along with it, contribute to the district's success also. So that is to do with the first point and the assessment. And for this, you go on to the next. From this members, now we go on to the next important aspect, which is assessment 2, is to revitalize your club with new service opportunities. How do you do this? A lot of service opportunities are always there, which is being given to us by the international. Every year, the international and the international president comes forth with a lot of service opportunities, service causes which he feels we have to devote more time. So that is also there. Apart from that, how does it you try to get the interest of your members is to develop new service activities. That is what is very, very important. The next step, the next assessment for a club quality initiative. A club, what is to do? A club partners with the local. This is very, very important. You have to partner with the local community and businesses to identify the areas of need. It is not just enough if you just go around to do any project. Just get into the community, find out the needs, do a community needs assessment, then do the project which is worthy for them, which is need or the need of the hour. So when you do that, it attracts new members to the club. And when you do the club activity, you can also invite the Leos. The Leos are the younger generation, the future leaders. You can also involve the Leos. Along with them, more youth can also come along, join along with us. And when the members see the impact of such projects, their interest again starts becoming strong in your club when you start thinking of doing some good, innovative, and sustainable projects with the community. That is very, very important. You have to have your service needs based on the need of the community wherever you are, whether you are nearby or whether if some member in your club has said that let us have I have a community which I know about a community, they want to do this particular project, and we go ahead. So you have to take an interest in that particular assessment also along with your member and go forth and do some interesting project, because that becomes the second step to revitalize your club with new service opportunities. And this becomes a step for you to get into the initiative process. And I think you all know about these five global service areas, which all of us are already doing lots in diabetes, the environment, hunger, vision, and childhood cancer, which has been added. I think all these revitalizing your club, the new service opportunities, all in these 5 areas, you can think of doing something new. Here, can I again ask you a question? Have any of the clubs in your particular multiple, have you done any innovative project in any of the areas or something apart from this area? Okay, it will be interesting to know as to what is the salient project of your particular club in this multiple, if you have done something very creative or innovative, whether in these 5 areas or even on your own. Can I have some answers, please? And ma'am, can you just let me know? Because I think it will be interesting to know about the service journey. Any answers coming through? Any innovative service activity which they have done so far in your club or your district? Any club in this multiple, definitely I think you have such a strong member number, and definitely a lot of strong leaders. Definitely I think there'll be a lot of projects that have been done. So if such projects are there, it'll be interesting to note, because that is one of the main reasons. Yes, ma'am.
We
Yes,
have
sir.
things coming up.
Yes,
My
sir.
club, Mike VP Marwa says his club has renovated a school building, Lions Club Allahabad.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, okay.
HN Singh says that he has just concluded his cabinet meeting dedicated to global warming on boats in Nainital Lake.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Great, great, great. Very interesting to note all this, because that's why when you're able
One
to
more.
do such. Yes, ma'am.
We have one more, yes.
Dumpling
Yes.
ground in a park.
What, ma'am? Can I come again?
Converted
Dumpling ground in a park.
Oh,
converted a dumpling ground to a park.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, okay. Wonderful, wonderful.
HIV, Nalini Sharma writes that she looks after HIV positive children.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Great, great, great. And any of the clubs in the multiple, do you have permanent projects which you put a lot of resources to take care of it? Any permanent projects?
Yeah, there are many number of permanent projects here. We have many eye hospitals, dialysis centers, blood banks.
Oh, wonderful.
Lions School, dialysis.
Okay.
So many projects are there.
Wonderful, wonderful. So all the clubs in the districts, they all do have a permanent project in your multiple.
Most of them.
Most of them. Okay, okay. So that's because why I'm asking this question is because that is very, very important. If you have a permanent project, definitely you need more hands to help you, to make you do more evolution in your permanent center. Keep it expanding, make it see that it reaches more people in the particular community or in the particular society, wherever it is. So a permanent project actually I think would be one of the best tool to revitalize your club if you need more members and if you need to have the quality. Yes, yes, sir.
Lion Anju Gupta says that they continue to do plantation every year on birthday of members and their children.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I think environment is one of the very easily approachable thing where you can just do without much.
Then clubs in Prayagraj are looking after Anganwadis.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, you also have Anganwadis there. Okay,
yes.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
And then Lions Club Delhi Satya is looking after HIV children education.
Okay, HIV
diabetes screening for morning walkers at parks.
Okay, okay. Wonderful, wonderful.
Pure drinking water in hospitals by providing water purifiers.
Okay, okay. Wonderful.
So like
wonderful.
Every club has some or the other permanent project.
Yes,
almost
that's nice, sir. Because that's why I think this multiple, I think will be very strong in membership, and you keep adding more members, because when you're having such strong projects, such permanent projects and innovative and creative ones, I don't think anybody will shy away from making themselves a part of such a project. So kudos to all the Lions of this great district for having done laudable projects which could reach the needy, those in need, and still keep helping them. So a lot of best wishes for all of you to keep continuing in this service journey, because as Lions, we always learn and we discover and then we act, because we always say where there is a need, there is a lion, right? I think all of you know about that. And our motto, it's always we serve. That is what stands in the minds of all of us, especially now when you think of revitalizing your club with the service opportunities. Okay, so now next you get on to we've now completed 2 assessments. Now we go on to the third assessment. This is very, very crucial, because this is excellence in leadership development and club operations. Now, why do I say about leadership? I'm just talking about quality. I said members, okay, it is fine, it is acceptable. I spoke about service, it is acceptable. And how do I come into leadership? Why you think leadership development is important? Again, I need your answers, because I want it very interactive. Why do you think leadership development is important in this Cup Quality Initiative program? Why do you think? Any interesting answers, please, ma'am, sir? Why do you think this assessment in leadership is another integral part of this initiative program? It's actually the third assessment.
No responses so far. No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Not it. Okay. They can also look into what is there already and think if they can identify any areas as to why they feel leadership has to be developed and how it is related to this quality initiative. Why is it important?
Nikunj Gupta says that it helps new members why they join Linism.
Very good, very good. I was expecting that answer.
Club officers participate in training for their position.
Okay, okay, good, good. Okay, right, thank you. So because why I asked this particular question is, when you join a club, it's not enough if you just join as a member and just be passive. Once when you become a member, you try to see, or at least a sponsor who brings in the member, he has to see how he can encourage that member right from the beginning to keep giving him some opportunities. So he gets that, the desire to get into the leadership positions. Club officers have to be all the PhDs, especially the incoming PhDs, when they have some new members amidst them, they should give them a lot of committee work, give them some work, give them as a member in any committee, ask them to do this particular work, find out what are their strengths, delegate that particular work to them, see how they bring it up, give them some responsibility, because I always know once the responsibility and importance is given to anybody, then that makes them interested and that makes them sustain in your club operations, and they start doing something because they say, okay, they look upon me like this, they want me to do this, okay, let me see what best I can give for them. So that sort of an interest gets imbibed in that particular person, and he or she starts working to it. So they feel that their time which is involved in the particular responsibility that the club has given them makes a good use of their time, and they are very satisfied as to how the club is managed. So this is why this third assessment of excelling in leadership development is very, very important, and for a member to be involved in the club operations. So when you get involved in the club operations, naturally the district also gets to know about what all the happenings going on in the club with the help of the new member. So like that, when people start looking at new members with such qualities, naturally the leadership angle comes forth into it, and slowly you can find that particular person coming up into a leadership position, and that makes sure that that particular person stands there very firm and supportive to the club, and he might have a group of people with whom he can always keep adding, and so whereby you find that you have more members, more quality members, more like-minded persons keep up and adding on to the club. And this leadership quality is definitely a responsibility, is definitely a quality which all of us have within us. It is only when that particular that spark is ignited, then you come out into the forefront. So this third assessment is very, very, very useful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We have an interesting response. Quality members are like uncut diamonds.
Oh,
value addition is required by properly inculcating leadership skills.
Lovely, lovely, wonderful, 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 wonderful. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what I said. When members come in, you give them a lot of opportunities. You take them along with you. All the senior members, take them along with them. Tell them, give them a proper orientation. Get them introduced to good leaders. Take them all to your projects. See that what are the very particular skills are there with them. Try to, like you said, uncut diamond. Try to keep polishing them, and definitely your results. And the person who is an uncut diamond, he will also be able to see the change, the transformation in himself. So that is what I can say is the magic of this movement, this wonderful movement, this movement called Linism. And this particular club quality initiative, that is what it does. It brings in a lot of new leaders. It identifies a lot of opportunities for a lot of leaders to develop themselves. So all these questions are how you can use such questions if you have to keep encouraging more leaders, more the new members to start taking some important positions, start taking some important responsibilities in a particular club. Because communication is always very, very important between members, and you should also see that there's no conflict between the members. Because like I said, one poison in ivy is enough to destroy the entire pond of beautiful lotus flowers. Similarly, you should see that no conflict is there. Even if conflict is there, let the conflict be resolved by senior members. Or call somebody from outside to try to make them understand as to why the conflict has come, and let the conflict be eased out in a very peaceful way. Because all these are very, very needed. You all know it would be happening. I think every member who are now participating in this session, you all would be thinking, yes, that is what had happened. We should have done that. I think all this, your mind would be there running behind for so many years, or recently if anything has happened, you'd all be recollecting such incidences, because I think it's all this is very, very common in all the clubs. Only thing is, with this particular session, this particular quality initiative, you all have to give a special thought to this aspect, because this is very, very important. If the club has to sustain, it has to have quality members. Okay, so leadership development and club operations. And you have the next is, this is actually going to be more important, because not only if you revel in your celebrations, in your achievements, is not enough. As a club, as a line member, you have to share your club's achievements with your community. Because why? When you share it with the community, you are able to be visible to everybody. You start getting connections with the local media and the social media. Now I think social media is ruling the entire world, especially in this pandemic time, and later on also it's going to stand. That's local media is the thing which is going to stand very strong for many more years to come. So connections, local media and social media will open up when you are going to share the success. Like Sir said, there was some project was very, very useful, like turning dumping yard into a park. All that is beautiful. Like all this will definitely would have attracted a lot of media attention and social media attention, and made a lot of people turn back and ask, okay, who are these who are doing all this? Can we go and join them? Can we maybe a part of them? You have a lot of you youngsters coming and asking. So these are all the little things which you need to think of, especially when you're planning on this. That is why this club quality is there. It is all this you're always doing, but you have to put a thought into all this little aspects if you need to remain strong and you remain more in the coming years, sustain more in the coming years, and do more achievements for your particular club, right? So this is share your club's achievements with your community. Why? Because this is what it is. Make the members feel connected to the club success, support the members committed to the plan, and receive the guidance they need, and recognize their milestones, milestones to get like-minded and prospective leaders, members involved. Because when you recognize them, like how my previous presenter, Sudhakar Reddy sir had said, the art of recognition, you have to, only when you recognize, when even any small effort is recognized, it gives you a lot of other returns later on. You feel very happy, and you have the spark of going for more comes up only later on. So this recognition, the sharing the success stories, sharing of success stories. We also have a separate session on just success stories. In each and every area, how successful you are, how you can, what are all the steps you had done to get that particular period very successful. So always is better. Don't just keep things to yourself. Try to break it out into the open. Now in this multiple in the session, I'm able to get so many things back, which I'll be going and sharing with my clubs in my district 3 to 4K when I go for more sessions. So like that, I give ideas for people here, over here in this district, in my district to do something more, because multiple, if I get a chance, I'll also try to tell them. But as of now, in my district, I'll be able to share what all you had said, what all you had done is a very innovative and creative project. So they can also start thinking in that way. So that is what the international wants you to do. Share the club's vision, support them, recognize them, and evaluate them, because that is when the entire cycle of this 4 points is completed. These are all the tools that are available in your website. You can always get into the www.lionsclubs.org. You get everything, all these. So you get into the resource center, you get everything. Ideas into water marketing, communications, chairperson's guide, peace post. All these are tools to help you to achieve what all we have been doing. Do all the assessments, what all we are doing. All these will help you as tools to get into the more relevantly. And the step 3, now after getting into all this assessment, all this, I think the next few steps are something what you already know, so we need not dwell much into it, because the 4 aspects of what we had dealt with is what is need to be strong in your mind. So the step 3, for having done all this, you need to set goals, because now getting members, doing service projects, getting into the leadership roles, developing them, for all this you need to have a set goal. You have to have a goal. What is it you're going to do? How is it you're going to do? And for that, you have the SMART goals. I think Lions are always smart. We're always very smart. 100+ years, we have been doing a lot of wonderful things. We nearly covered 1.4 million people in the world, served so many people in the world. How have we done all that? Because we're all smart. We can all just take your right hand forward, pat yourself in the back and say, hey, I'm smart. I'm a smart lion. I have done so many accomplishments. I am part of such a big, beautiful, wonderful group. Why? Because I have a specific goal which ensures the objective is very clear. I need to have a specific goal, and then I had to be measurable. We have to have benchmarks and progress in each and everything. Like I know all the clubs who all have said that they have done wonderful projects. So all of you would have undergone all this. You have set goals. You have had the specific goals. You have had measurable goals. What is it? How it could be measured? How we can reach that particular achievable? How you can achieve that particular goal? And it has to be realistic. Now, making a dump yard into a garden is something very, very realistic. Actually, it would be very, very difficult. But still, having accomplished is a great, it's a great achievement for that particular club who have done it. So it is very realistic, and it also has to be time bound. If you say you're going to complete it within 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, it makes more sense because you can get all the people to involve in it. That's why we say it has to be time bound. Okay, time frame that outlines of schedules of progress. Okay, so specific, measurable, achievable. I think all of you already know about it. You have to think about this when you plan on your various assessments which we have spoken about. You need to have all this with you. And when I say plans, once again, I think it's being seasoned, experienced lines, you all know how we have to do it. Determine the long and short-term priorities, assign the goal to the committees, and encourage all the club members to be involved in the solutions. And now we come to the very important thing of implement and sustaining the change. Like I said, implementing and sustaining the change is something very, very crucial. You can do wonders, you can do a lot of stuff, but you have to implement it. You have planned a lot of things, but you have to implement. So when you implement, what you have to do, you have to track the achievements. Okay, now we have said we have to do this. The club quality, I'm going to get into the club, my club is going to get into this club quality initiative program. So I have said this, I have this various goals which I have set forth. Now I have to look into how I'm going to track the achievements. Whatever is being achieved, I need to look upon it. I need to look upon the agreed deadline for each benchmark. And I have to report to the club until the benchmark is completed. I cannot rest or relax till the benchmark is completed. Because that is how with implementing the change, when you have the drive to implement the change, then means you are successful. And then not only implementing, you have to sustain the change, because change results in more change, right? We all agree, because change is not constant. Change, we keep on, a lot of changes keep coming in. We don't know what's going to happen later on. Now social media tools has taken over the world. We have virtual sessions going on. I'm able to meet all of you sitting somewhere in Chennai. I'm able to see and exchange views with all of you somewhere in Lucknow, beautiful place which I always dreamt of coming. So I'm able to think of all this, meet with all of you virtually. So when you have more changes coming in, you have to start keeping your mind open and start looking for new opportunities. These new opportunities will once again lead you into all those 4 segments which we initially talked about, all those 4 assessments which we initially talked about. So when you're able to do all this, definitely I think you know where it's all going to go next, because this is the most the beautiful or the expected incentive which all of you would love to have with you in that particular year. Club Excellence Award, which becomes the roadmap to success. Because the criteria for this Club Excellence Award is membership, service, leadership and organization excellence, marketing and communication. Marketing and communication, already know, I told about social media. So that is the marketing and communication for all your service projects, right? All the other 3 we've already discussed in length. So this is your Club Excellence Award, which you have to do, which you will definitely get if you're following all this assessment. We spend time and do the assessment, use the tools, join with your club members, discuss, and definitely I think the Club Excellence Award is not going to be far away. And the entire multiple of 3, 2, 1 will make a record of having Club Excellence Award being given to all the clubs in the entire multiple, which would be a great achievement for your leaders, incoming leaders, the past leaders, international director, all of them to be great. Definitely, I think that's not going to be very difficult. If you set your mind, definitely result is just there within reach, right? So I just thought I'll just share the small video with you.
We're not getting a sound.
Sound is there?
No, sound is not coming.
Huh?
No sound.
No sound?
No.
Acha, Srilekha ji, when you
Yeah, yeah.
share a screen,
ma'am.
a screen,
1 minute,
your screen will be seen. At the bottom of that screen.
Yes, ma'am. Sound is not coming.
No, it's not coming. What you do is you stop sharing.
Yeah.
Again, you share. And when your screen is seen at the bottom, the sound sharing option is there. Click there.
Oh, now I get back into stop sharing, is it?
You got the screen?
Yeah, now I got the screen. Share sound is there. Yeah.
Right. Click on that and you share it.
Okay. Now I can just share it. Okay.
No voice.
No voice? No?
Yeah, we have it now.
Yes.
Yeah. Came now.
I think because of the problem with the net or something.
So when you're serving that meal, do it from the heart. Do it with kindness, because kindness truly matters. It's all about giving back and serving our world. I often ask people, what did you do to make a difference while you were here on earth? We can truly say, as Lions, we served, and we served from the heart.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, I'll go back. Okay, so I think that comes to the end of this session with this. I think you all recognized who was it in the video.
Yeah.
Any answers? Any answers as to who was there in the video? And what was the main crux of the video? Any answers, please?
Serve by heart.
Yeah, service with heart. And it was by International President
Douglas
Alexander. And that was his logo, was service from the heart. So with that service from the heart, I'm sure that all of us here are going to go ahead with this quality initiative program to achieve great heights. And I'm very, very thankful to FDI Enrich, visionary leader Line Badari ji, and the team of coordinators for giving this wonderful opportunity to all of us, and especially to me to be able to address all of you in this session, and hope the howling was as music to you along with my voice. So that is nature, and I don't think anything can be done to stop that. So I enjoyed every session. It was very, very interactive. I'd also like to give my full thanks to the support and guidance of my mentor, Dr. Jyoti ji. Like, she had given me a lot of inputs, and I had tried my best to include all whatever she had said into this particular area of quality initiative. And thank you very much, ma'am, for your time and for your support and for your guidance. And thank you very much, the coordinators, for this particular session. Thank you so much. And I hope you all would have taken back some inputs as to what exactly was quality initiative, and you will soon start having workshops being organized in your particular district, so that all of you can march ahead to get the Club Excellence Award. So thank you. Namaste, namaste, dhanyavad, sabka dhanyavad, pranam.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Any question, answer? You
Any
can
questions,
go ahead.
please? Yes, ma'am. Any questions?
I think there are a lot of compliments to you, Srilekha ji.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I was actually very nervous because too much of wind and the net was having a lot of issues there in other.
No, but you had God on your side, so you don't worry. Everything went on well. Even when Jyoti ma'am got off the line,
yeah, she came back.
We could hear her through my audio. So God was on your side. So everything worked out.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is the effect of multiple 3-2-1.
Multiple 3-2-1 में जुगाड़ बहुत है. जुगाड़ हो जाता है. So if there are no questions, I would like to really thank and appreciate both the presenters today, and especially the mentors. Dr. Shafi has been, for me, he was a find, because this is the first time interacting with him. And Jyoti ma'am, I have heard her many times over so many other sessions. So
one minute, excuse me, sir. I just like to hear some words from line Shafi Ahmed, sir, please. Yes.
Shafi साहब, please unmute. Shafi साहब, अपने आप को unmute करिए और श्रीलेखा जी को कुछ बताइए.
Yeah. Srilekha ji, it was a very good session, and I feel a very important topic was covered very well.
Thank you, sir.
And this is it. Both these topics today are essential for all the clubs. And I'm happy to see Srilekha after a decade.
Yes,
that was 2011 and this is 2021.
Yes.
And it is always a great satisfaction to see your student participants coming up. Vinayadas is also coming up very well, and we're looking forward to listen to H.N. Singh also. He was there in Bangladesh and LCIP. And Toteja ji, Deepak Toteja ji, and Vishali Toteja was also our student. So the father and daughter both are learning. So all the best. And it was a very well organized session. Dr. Sharma ji, congratulations to you also. It was a very well managed, well organized. Often in these sessions, we do have IT problems here and there, but you have managed all of them very well.
No,
Thank you. Congratulations to all of you and all the best.
It is the backstage work of Lion Saurabh Khanji, who's managing everything backstage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All the best to him.
Thank you. Dr. Anil Toshniwal, you can you're unmuted. Please go ahead.
One thing I appreciated Sudhakar ji in the beginning also, so I didn't repeat now. He did very well also.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Dr. Anil, we can't hear you. Dr. Anil, we cannot hear you. You are unmuted, but we can't hear you.
Voice problems.
Dr. Anil, can you hear us? We are not able to hear you. We can see you speaking. Now you are muted. Now you are muted. Do we have anybody else raising their hands? All right. Dr. Anil, I think there are some technical issues. We can't hear you at all. We can see you speaking, but we can't really fathom what you're talking. So I can see your thumbs up, and we return the thumbs up back. 2 thumbs up to you. Jyoti ma'am, would you like to sum up the whole session?
Yes. I want to compliment Srilekha ji for a wonderful and very elaborate session, presented very nicely. Appreciate your body language, your voice modulation, and the rich contents, and explained so well in a simplified way. Plus, you have involved the audience very nicely. I appreciate that. And that's the reason I think there are no more questions in this particular session. Compliments to you and keep it up.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
I would also like to thank multiple 3-2-1, very, very vibrant multiple, and appreciate all the leadership for making this multiple so vibrant. Thank you, Dr. Kshitij, for cooperating me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words, ma'am. I would like to, Binoy, can you hear me, Binoy? The next session is supposedly on the 16th of December, which happens to be during our Isame. So I don't know what the GAT is going to do, because we were supposed to be having 5 sessions in a row. The 5th session, you have to unmute yourself, Binoy. Binoy, please unmute. Binoy, please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Keeping in mind the Isame, the dates has been postponed. We'll inform you.
So the new dates will come. So
Yeah.
The next session is not going to be on the 3rd Thursday, and the new date will be informed to everybody.
New dates will be informed.
Okay, thank you. And I sincerely take this opportunity to thank each and every participant who has appeared, who has stayed along at 10 o'clock with all of us. Thanks to Jagdish Gulati ji for providing this opportunity, Narendra Bhandari ji for this opportunity, and all the hard work which Saurabh has done backstage to take care of this entire session and to coordinate with Srilekha ji, Jyoti ji, and Sudhakar Reddy ji and Shafi Saab. Wish you all very, very good night. Take care till we meet again. Thank you so much from 3 to 1.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
All the best. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sudhakar. Bye.
Thank you. See you.
Bye. Yeah, see you.
Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you.